All right, I haven't got time to mark this motherfucker. Here we go again. We can't hear anybody. Nobody can talk to anybody.
You guessed it, Pressure Points with your two favorite hosts. I'm D, and this is my cute little monkey, AJ. We're coming at you at Season 5, Episode 6, Queen of the Amazon. It's finally not a two-parter this week, so find us on Instagram and Twitter at PointsOPressure. Let's get to it, cutie pies.
Well, turn the fucking thing off, you dumbass.
You just missed it.
I know, I do.
Just missed the cue.
Someday I'll get it.
Someday,
like, perfectly.
And then at that point, we'll take off and we'll get 1 million downloads.
No, I'll die in that episode.
Well, that's why we'll get 1 million downloads, because it'll just be a solo show with me on it.
I'll finally be gone, yeah. Well, welcome back. It's fucking Monday for you guys.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah, shit. God, I really could have taken an opportunity on this one. But,
you really could have.
I really fucked this up. Oh, well, that's okay.
Oh, we should have done love stories.
I know.
We should have done all the times Republican candidates got caught loving little boys.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
then we would have been giving into the consumerism idea of Valentine's Day, so...
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm good.
Yeah, you're good?
Yeah. I'd rather just show my love and appreciation for those that I care about, not... the other 365 days out of the year.
I'll do it one day.
I'll just internalize it and hope that they realize that I care about them rather than actually sharing it.
I also internalize everything. My headphones sound really weird. I think... Okay, they're... I think it's like not plugged in, or I don't know. Sorry, keep going.
Okay, yeah, you're good.
I'll figure it out.
So, yeah, we're back this week, and did my notes just a minute ago while AJ
Of course you did.
Spit roasted me about my dieting habits, so that was
for a nutrition
comforting.
class.
Yeah, nothing like going into an episode with real confidence after having to tell him my real weight and being honest about what I ate at work on Thursday. Spoiler alert: none of it was vegetables.
Yeah, you can't count a Philly cheesesteak as a vegetable. D.
Oh, so yeah, how's your week been?
Oh God, horrible.
Yeah.
Well, I've had a lot of homework that I haven't been doing. General just my kidneys are shutting down because of two things: the amount of coffee I drink in a day. Well, three things: the lack of sleep that I get, and how much I'm just sitting here clenching, thinking about this paper I have to write by Wednesday, and like, but it's fine. Also, we talked about stickers on the first episode, right?
Something like that, a while back.
Yeah, so they got produced. They're being shipped.
They're on the
Should
way,
be here
baby.
soon. I'm setting up as soon as they're here. We're gonna do some stuff.
Yeah,
we'll get
a post out there. We'll show them off, and
if you want some, we'll set it up so that everybody who wants one can get some. But you have to whore us out to your friends.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to do that.
You have to whore us out before we send it. We need evidence
proof of whoring.
And if our numbers don't go up, you don't get anything.
We'll take them back.
Yeah,
because we'll know your address.
Yeah, they'll be set up with little fucking ignition switches on the back, so you'll stick it to something and you're like, oh, I just decorated my house with my great new Pressure Point sticker. Well, guess what? You didn't share our shit and tell your friends. Ignition switch, pop, everything it's connected to, burned. Burned to the ground. I don't give a fuck who you are. Except I would probably do it to my own on accident, and my car just explodes.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
But
yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We're going to set up like a mail forwarding so that we can set up and ship shit out and accept things if you want to send us stuff and make it hopefully easier than the absolute hell that Nordic Thunder had to get to ship us stuff. I still feel so bad about how horrible U.S. Customs is. So, be on the lookout for that. We'll talk about it in an episode. We'll talk about it on our social medias.
Yes.
Best way to talk to us, like, directly, social media is the way to get to D.
Instagram specifically. I am awful at checking Twitter. Even though I do make some top-tier tweets.
Sometimes, yes.
It's a select few. Easiest way is on Instagram, but I do check Twitter every once in a while for those.
We should make a
there.
Discord.
We could. I mean, I would have no problem with it.
Do any of you know how to Discord?
Yeah, if you know how to Discord, reach out to us on something that's not Discord.
Yeah, and then if we get enough people, then we'll just set up the Discord.
Yeah,
and then God, could you imagine how cool that would be to just like
little group discussions? And I mean,
Sunday night we'll just be on the Discord.
I mean, we could even sit on there like
while
just
we're
answer
recording.
questions all day Monday and shit. So.
You know, like. Damn, that's actually a pretty decent idea.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll be sure to make a section that's dick pics only.
Yeah, of course. We'll have the Futanari porn in a separate section.
Butthole pics exclusively.
Vor only in this section, please.
No.
Google all of those words if you're not familiar with them.
Oh, goodness. All right, well, yeah.
We should probably talk about the episode.
Get into
huh?
it, yeah. No, I mean, I'm not in any hurry or anything.
I'm pretty sure... Hold on, one more thing. I ordered coffee so that we could have a little pick-me-up. And I'm pretty sure my cousin dropped it off. But I was like... It was wearing a mask, so I'm like, wait, really?
And it was a Jason Voorhees mask. It wasn't like a COVID mask.
Yeah. It was a Wakanda Black Panther mask.
He was wearing a Captain America mask where it was like Captain America's full face and helmet, all rubber.
Yes.
It was like one of those realistic Donald Trump masks. That's what he was wearing when he delivered it.
So I'm pretty sure it was my cousin, but I didn't recognize the car, but I also have no idea what car he drives.
And I have no idea who he is, so I didn't recognize him.
But so then, like, we did the contactless delivery, he got into his car, so I went out to pick it up, and he, like, looked at me, did a little wave, and then drove away. So I'm like, you know, you would expect if it was your cousin, they would be like, oh, hey.
Why are you like that?
But, no, hear me. No, he did that. I didn't do that.
No, why did you open the door while they were still there?
No, they were in their car.
No, he's still in the vicinity. Even if it was your cousin, if it was someone else, the delivery driver, leave him alone, man.
Oh, I normally do.
Weirdo.
I normally
You're like
do.
Peeking out the door.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You fucking little goblin over here.
Yeah.
Thanks for the food.
No,
I hope I tipped enough.
I don't normally do that. But because it was my cousin, I was like, I got to do something. And he just did the little wave and drove away. And normally, yeah, you'd be like, you would do something simple.
Yeah.
But also, knowing my cousin, he wouldn't. He would just do the little wave and leave.
I don't know why you didn't just text him.
I was looking through my phone. I don't have his number.
Why did you? Wow.
I don't know. I have his sister's number. My other cousin. I don't have his.
Newsflash on this episode. AJ doesn't care about his family.
Yeah.
Not enough to stay in contact with any of them.
I mean, that...
I checked his phone while he was harassing someone that this is my cousin. Let me make up a story to talk about on this week's episode.
No, shut the fuck up.
And, he actually doesn't have any of his family members in his phone.
Hey, you shut up. You see that poster right there? You do that, and also know that that's from my other cousin, his sister.
His wife is saved in his phone as bed buddy. And I was like, what the fuck is it?
No, it's just a period.
Dot.
Yeah, dot.
Oh, God.
It's personal privacy. I don't want to be doxxed.
So, this week, we're popping back to 1971, and it's a Christmas episode.
The roaring 70s.
It's a fucking Christmas episode, man. So, on Christmas Eve...
Everybody just shut this episode off.
Yeah, really. Christmas Eve, 1971. I'm sure a lot of you already know this story, but I don't give a shit. AJ already knows it, and basically retold it mixed with another story before we started. So, the Lanza Flight 508 was leaving from Lima, Peru, and headed to Iquitos. And Maria Kepke and her daughter were going to visit her husband, Hans.
Their husband.
Yeah, fucking hell. And he was working in the rainforest as an ornithologist, which ornithology is basically like the study of everything bird. Like,
I would love to be an ornithologist.
It would be so cool, right? So it's not just like, oh, hey, I know what the birds do, like their movement patterns, like where they like to live, like literally anything that has to do with a bird. Hans was about it. And they were heading out because Julianne, the daughter, had just graduated.
No, that's how you chop spices.
Yeah, Julianne.
Herbs.
That's
Julianne.
Julianne, not Julianne.
Oh, sorry.
So Julianne had graduated, and it was kind of like hey, we'll come out, we'll celebrate in the Amazon. Because, I mean, this family has, they are about the rainforest. So, in fact,
they're one of those
so
families.
much so that birds are actually what brought Maria and Hans together. Both of them had been studying zoology at the University of Kiel in Germany, and when they graduated in 1949, they moved to Peru to study birds together, which is fucking honestly, that would be the coolest shit in the world, to just pack up and, hey, we're going to go study birds in the Amazon. I would be about that.
Oh, yeah.
I would just...
That's where you get ayahuasca.
Getting through school would be the toughest part for me.
No, it's not that hard. I'm just tired.
I can't even read. My notes are really just a series of pictures.
Yeah, it's images.
So that I remember...
It's a type of hieroglyphics. We call it deloglyphics.
No, I'm actually blind, so I use Braille for most of my
No,
notes.
you use a series of pictures engraved in our table.
I write in Braille. I have a little pin, beep, 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 as I write my notes.
That's the easiest way. That's definitely the easiest way to do it.
I wish.
I have a chisel
Can you
and a
imagine
hammer.
how fucking cool I'm just...
You know, they just have machines for that.
No, I'm a purist. I'm a blind purist. Thank you very much.
I mean, you're one of those things.
Jesus. So the Kepke family moves to Peru to study birds together. They actually established this place called Panguana, which is an Amazonian research center. So, I mean, these people give a shit. So it's nice. I'm about it.
You know what? Based on the history of this show, wholesome white people episodes are not common.
No.
So you better enjoy this. And it's because they're not from the United States.
Yeah, really, though. They're from AJ's favorite place, Germany. Surprisingly, a positive outlook on Germany episode.
Yeah. It's where would you say that Germany is where I hail from?
Fuck you.
Hail from?
I should say a positive outlook on Germany without being a sympathetic look on Germany in the mid-century. God. For the first time on Pressure Points. So, Maria worked alongside Hans, and they both did a lot of work with the Museum of Natural History in Lima, which is where Maria was before they flew out to go meet Hans. And, I mean, they did a lot of work with, the visitor center as well. Hans William Kepke was his full name. He studied fauna and zoology, and his kind of claim to fame was that he had posted...
He was an ex-Luftwaffe pilot.
No, luckily not in this one. He had published a 1,684-page, 2-volume study, and it was titled... Die Lebensformen, Grundlagen zu einer universally gültigen biologischen Theory.
I've never heard somebody speak with a German accent with a Scottish accent at the same time. That's terrible, impressive.
Right? So it's basically life forms the basis for a universally valid biological theory. So
light reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that book next to my toilet.
Simple book. As easy as reading the last 3 Harry Potter books combined.
Yeah. No, that's way too difficult. Don't even.
1,700 pages. Goddamn. So, in 1954, Marie and Hans had their daughter, Julianne, and she also shared an interest in zoology, which, surprise, surprise, when your parents are as passionate about something like this, it's not really a surprise. So, not surprised.
Do you hold your glass like this?
No, I go up top.
No.
Why are you doing that?
That's how you're supposed to hold it.
No.
So your hand doesn't warm it up.
Yeah, it's because you're small. You're a small person.
It's because... Hey, don't talk about that on this episode, how small I am.
I'm blind and AJ has dwarfism. You heard it here first.
How did you know? Thomas, confirm that.
Yeah, right. So back to the flight.
Sorry.
The flight was supposed to be about an hour long between the two locations, and they ran into a thunderstorm.
Ah, shit.
Now, have you ever been on a plane in a thunderstorm?
Fuck no. I hate airplanes. They're scary, but I also
love them.
I love them, but I hate them.
Nah.
Mostly because the last time I was on one, I learned how quick you can get drunk that high. You know?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Apparently that's a thing. I don't actually know. I just know that I got one $5 mini bottle and one $2 can of Coke. And I fucking drank half the Coke, poured the mini bottle in, drank the rest of the Coke by the time we took off.
Bing.
But honestly,
nothing beats drinking on a fucking plane.
Oh my God. I don't care how expensive it is.
When your knees are in your chest and your shoulder and your like elbows are stabbing into your stomach.
So I got drunk. And then I was with my sister and she was drinking too. And I was watching How It's Made.
Of course you were.
Shut up.
It's a good show.
It's so good. I like it. And then there was a guy next to us who was just like a business guy. And he was super nice.
How could you tell that he was a business guy?
Because he was wearing not business casual.
He was doing
attire.
businessman things.
Yes. No, he had like a nice shirt. He was dressed well. He was well kept. He was very comfortable on the airplane, you know, on the process, with the whole process of getting on.
Sense.
You know,
That's
you're
fair.
comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I fly all the time. And I don't remember. He said more. He said like, oh, I worked in this thing. And
he goes,
my sister was doing most of the talking.
I'm a businessman and I do businessman things.
Yes.
And that's all that AJ remembered of it.
No, well, at that point, the fucking mini bottle that I pounded was in.
Hell yeah.
Locked and loaded. So I just kept watching How It's Made. And it was a super like early flight. I think we flew out at like, I don't fucking know, like 4 a.m. or something. Because it's cheap.
I love those.
Those are the best.
Those flights.
So the lights on the airplane were all just dim. Oh, it was like an episode of The Twilight Zone, but not the one with William Shatner.
I had a flight from Salt Lake City to JFK back in like
JFK's dead.
2017. No, I flew to him. And the row that I was on, I don't know if like people just didn't go on it, but it was a red eye. And I had the whole row to myself, 3 seats. So I just laid down. I put the middle seatbelt over myself. So I was like, yeah, that way, I mean, they can't get after me. But yeah, I just laid down across the 3 seats. Amazing. It was fantastic. But I've flown through a thunderstorm, and it's scary, but at the same time, I mean, for years I've just kind of accepted like fucking death. I'm
if
like,
I die, I die.
Yeah, fuck it. At least I won't have to fucking go into work, right? So a few years ago, I was flying with one of my friends to San Francisco, and we hit a thunderstorm. And I mean, the turbulence is just bouncing like crazy. It feels like you're on a shitty roller coaster. But I was watching John Oliver on the little TV.
Very good.
And he was watching nothing because he's just like white knuckles on the things, and he's just like looking over at me with like saucer eyeballs and just like gritting his teeth.
That was an alien.
And he's watching me. Eyeballs? I'm just like, just laughing at John Oliver, having a time of my life, and he's fucking dying over there.
Wonderful.
It sucks. It's fucking terrible. Especially because back then they didn't have, you know, nice planes, and they didn't have TVs to distract yourself.
Well, I'm guessing that she wasn't on a Boeing 747.
Yeah, no,
like
God, no.
This is probably like a Cessna. You know, it's basically an aluminum can with an engine strapped to it.
Really though.
It's the plane from the book Hatchet.
So it's gonna go well.
So yeah.
So yeah, they hit this thunderstorm, and they didn't really want to land because it's like an hour-long flight, which I've been on an hour-long flight, and it's you reach altitude and then immediately after you start your descent. So they also didn't want to back things up because the holiday, it's Christmas Eve, so they're like, oh, we don't want to have a bunch of delays. Let's just get through this thunderstorm. We'll be good. And as they're flying through this thunderstorm, the clouds are getting darker and darker and darker until it's basically pitch black outside. Like, the clouds are so dark they can't see anything. And Maria turns to her daughter and says, hey,
I'm not your real mom.
Yeah, hopefully this is going to be all right. And just after she said that, a bolt of lightning hits the right wing and just explodes the jet engine.
Amazing.
Yeah, great. So, the right wing cracks off, flies into the fucking, like, just disappears into the clouds.
Who needs it?
Yeah, and the plane kind of starts a nosedive. Pieces of the plane are starting to crack off, breaking away. People are screaming, and parts of the cabin are starting to split off as well. So you'll just see like the front or like the back half of the plane just break away, and people are getting sucked out. Seats are flying everywhere.
Sucked off.
Yeah, it's fucking, like, I cannot even imagine
that sounds horrible.
how crazy that shit would be. And Julianne gets separated from everybody as her seat is, like, just on the edge of where one of the cracks happens. And her seat detaches and she flies out of the ship. And that's where...
that's where we're going to end it today.
She begins to fall 10,000... She's 10,000 feet up in the air. Her seat's spinning around in circles, just falling straight down. And, I mean, when you're that fucking high up, like...
You're dead.
So they're above the Amazon.
Except you're dead.
Everything looks like little broccoli trees. Like, you're way 2 miles above ground. That's fucking crazy. So the spinning that's going on with Julianne's seat causes her to just fucking pass out. And she passes out just before she tumbles through the canopy of the rainforest, lands, and over the next like day, basically like 20 hours, she's in and out of consciousness. Like, she'll wake up and just, she's fucking groggy and passes back out. And she finally wakes up the next morning. Her glasses and one of her sandals is gone, and she's nearsighted. So, you know, this is a great survival.
Great. Wonderful.
She's set up for success. So since she can't find her glasses, she just is laying there and she's like, what the fuck? Like, what's the fucking point? I'm like, God damn, dude. So for the next few hours, she just kind of is accepting her death. She's like, well, you know, this isn't going to end well.
I mean,
I can't fucking see. I have one shoe. I'm in the Amazon. Are you
going to go into like how she survived that fall?
Yeah, I'll talk about it.
Because I was like, that's my favorite part.
Yeah, it's
so
crazy.
I'm excited.
So let's see. So while she's laying there, just kind of accepting her fate, she takes in like how injured she is. She has a torn ACL, a broken collarbone, partially fractured shin, a strained neck vertebrae, one eye is swollen shut, and she has a bunch of deep cuts on her arms and legs. So she has taken a lot, like she's taken a fucking beating. However, like you were saying, the survival from the fall, like 2 miles up, somebody survives that fall. The biggest thing and the only way that she survived this is because the canopy basically cushions her fall as she falls through it. It's like a cartoon where they just bounce from tree limb to tree limb to tree limb on their way down. That's pretty much what happened to her. Is you figure, I don't even know how high up the canopy is, but it's not just like, oh, these are 30-foot tall trees.
No, that's tall.
These are hundreds of feet tall. And so, I mean, she's just slowly crashing through things, getting down to the bottom. And that's what helped her to survive this initial plane crash.
I'm trying to remember.
She didn't have, like, a part of the cabin around her. It's her strapped into a fucking...
Yeah. I was going to say the
shitty 1970s seat.
Her seatbelt kept her in the seat.
Yeah, and I mean, on top of that, you got to realize that this is also the time where everyone was hijacking planes. Planes were fucking blowing up and shit. Yeah, the golden age of hijacking. Check that out back in season 3 or 4.
That's a selfless...
Yeah. So, I mean, I highly doubt that these companies were putting a lot of money into manufacturing and safety protocols for something that was going to explode or go missing or being taken hostage. So yeah, like, it's fucking wild that she would survive it, but it makes so much sense. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's the cartoon thing where you're just slowed down by little things over and over and over again. It actually worked, and the seat definitely kept her from just snapping her spine.
Oh yeah, just fucking folding in half backwards. Yeah,
and yeah, it was just crazy because normally you're just like you put on the seatbelt so they can identify your body, like so that there aren't just corpses washing up on the beach when there's an airplane crash.
Jesus, it's fucking wild.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing was learning about that, where you're just, I mean, you're so high up, that 2 miles up, you're gonna reach that, what's that called, the maximum velocity.
Yeah.
Where you're just not gonna speed up anymore. Mm-hmm. And she's going in and out of it because the fucking pressure is just drastically changing.
And I mean,
and
I doubt she's even really gonna be able to
traumatic
breathe.
brain injuries. For that's probably why she was just in and out of it for
all
day.
Of the blood is probably rushed either to her head or away from her head because of the spinning. Mm-hmm. So she kind of just realizes, look, this is do or die at this point. Like, I can either lay here with the ability to move and like potentially survive, or I just accept my fate and fucking give up, which is what I would do. So.
Oh yeah, no, I would have.
Yeah, no,
I would have woken up and then cut my wrist. I'd be done.
She wouldn't have had to do that. She has this huge cut on her arm.
Even easier. That's called efficiency.
Right. So she realizes that her mother's seat is like close by because she's gotten out of the seat. She's like crawling around in little circles, kind of like outward, and memorizing like where the seat is and where she can go here, and just listening for certain cues, and finds her mom's seat. And she's like, okay, well, maybe my mom is close by. So she starts calling out for Maria. No response. She is only hearing the sounds of the rainforest, which, if you're interested, I'll put a link below on what she was hearing. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we actually recorded sounds of the Amazon.
You can fall asleep to this YouTube video, Sounds of the Rainforest. Sounds of a thunderstorm rainforest. So she's not getting a response from Maria at all. And she obviously can't see if like her mother's body is nearby or if it's like just fucking dead right in front of her. So luckily, because of how her parents are and because of how they understand everything works, she learned at a really young age how to deal with more or less surviving in the Amazon. Because you're just a kid. Like, you're a kid that's following your parents around. Your dad's doing research studies. Your mom is doing research studies. They're going to be like, hey, if you happen to wander off, this is how you'll make it out.
Don't fucking wander off.
Yeah, so she knows how to deal with, like, poisonous snakes and spiders. They taught her how to navigate rough terrain, follow the flow of water, how to make sure that the water is infested with piranhas before you walk into it.
Very helpful.
Crazy stuff that I would not even apply. I'd be dead in like hours.
Oh yeah, easily. 10 minutes. I would give myself 10 minutes.
Right. So she's moving in these small circles outwards, and she actually finds a nice little Christmas present from I don't know who, but a bag of candy.
Jesus.
Yeah, from the Lord Jeebus Cripes.
And the painting was still
the painting was still there. So she finds this little bag of candy, and she realizes I have to ration this as well as I can because I don't know how long I'm going to be out here. Like, she knows that she might be able to make it out, but Lord, like, you can't, in my situation, you can't just eat the whole bag of candy right there.
Yeah, okay. That's not going to stop you.
No, I mean, I'm not in a survival situation when I'm sitting in front of my computer, AJ.
Okay, fair enough.
So over the next couple of days, she's slowly moving forward, and what she would do is she would take her one sandal and she would toss it forward. And she would listen to see if like any snakes would jump at it or any predators would go to attack it.
Oh, yeah, because she's nearsighted.
Yeah, she can't fucking see anything. So she's tossing it forward, listening, doesn't hear anything. Okay, cool. If she hears something, then she waits it out. And I'd assume throws like a twig forward and just kind of hopes. And she ends up finding, like, she can just hear in the distance, like, a little babble of water. Little.
Sounds like macaroni.
Yeah.
Do your rivers not sound like macaroni?
You know, a babbling brook.
Yes. Yes.
So she hears this water running and she finds a little spring, which leads into a more steady stream. And she follows that stream for a little bit until she hears this just huge bird call. Like, and she recognizes it immediately because of her fucking parents.
Her ornithologist nerd parents.
God, she notices that it's a king vulture.
Now, of course. And she knows the name.
And
it's very edible.
In her mind, she's like, that means there are going to be bodies nearby. Either dead bodies, alive, something's nearby that vulture is going to be going after. So let's see if I can find somebody else. Maybe somebody's trapped under wreckage, but more heads are better than one.
Whether they're alive or not.
Yeah, more head is better than none.
Oh.
So she heads over towards this king vulture, and as she gets closer, even though she's nearsighted, like, it's obvious when you can see, like, wreckage from a ship.
Yeah. Like, she's not completely blind.
She can see, like, 3 bodies, and she gets as close to them as she can without, like, fucking humping them, basically. And she said she knew that it was 2 men and a woman because the woman had nail polish on her toes, and then
so her little
the
tootsies
2
were
men
out.
were wearing, like, men's clothing. But she was like, I didn't look at anything. Like, it was so indiscernible as to who or what they looked like because they fell 2 miles and they didn't have the benefit of, like, safely falling through the canopy. And she just talks about how she was just paralyzed with fear. Like,
fair enough.
Like, you got to realize how, one, mortifying that is, but at the same time, you're like, I fucking survived this. Like, that could have been me. I'm fortunate as fuck, but, like, holy shit.
Now
and
I
also,
still have to survive.
At the same time, who knows if this is my mom? Like,
yeah, I can't tell.
Yeah, like even if she were to get close, these people are just fucking destroyed. It's not like she can look at their face. Like, she can see okay, and I mean, she could get close to the face, but that shit's completely destroyed. She's not gonna know who it was, regardless.
Imagine falling 2 miles and then hitting your face.
On your face.
Yeah.
God, no thanks. But yeah, she's just in awe that she managed to survive this. So, it has been 10 days at this point that she's been just slowly working her way through the Amazon. She's getting to the point where she's starting to hallucinate because the cut in her, I think it's her right arm, in one of her arms, it's got, like, maggots in it. Like, she's in a bad fucking way.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. Can you imagine just...
Yes.
That's what maggots sound like when they're eating through your flesh.
Like macaroni.
Yeah.
The forbidden macaroni. Like a babbling brook, actually.
Yeah, it's the same sound. While hallucinating, she sees this hut. And she's like, oh my God, like, that's probably not real, but in the off chance that it is, I'm going to go to it. And goes inside. It's not really abandoned, though. And she finds a can of gasoline. And she
Perfect
takes it,
self-immolation. Huffs it.
pops off the top, and she starts to clean out her wound with this gas to get these fucking maggots out.
I mean, that would kill the
there.
bugs.
Yeah. She cleans the maggots out and she goes, look, I'm just going to fucking stay here for the night. Like, this is not worth it for me to continue because I already know that I'm losing it.
And she can huff the gasoline, which will help with the hallucinations.
Yeah, bada bing. So, she stays the night, and luckily, the next morning, a couple of fishermen who frequent that hut discover her sleeping on the ground, and they both rape and murder her. And that's the end. No. They find her and she's in a bad fucking way, and now she smells like gasoline. So they're like, let's get this girl out of here.
On the ground.
So they rush her to the nearest village, and then she gets taken to the hospital from there. She's reunited with her father, and after she recovers, she and her dad just like set up so many search parties to go find her mom, because she's like, look, if I made it, somebody else could.
Yeah.
And 3 weeks later, they discover her mom's remains. It's really fucking unfortunate, and I cannot imagine how she would feel, because they discovered that her mom was alive on impact. She survived the crash, but she was trapped and she couldn't move. And so she just waited out and died because she couldn't get out. And I'm assuming like they probably found like her trying to pull herself or like lift, like that would be the worst fucking feeling. Like knowing that you and your mom had similar situations, but mom's was just more unfortunate.
Yeah. Did you read about her hallucinations at all? So that's the thing that when I was learning about the story that I kind of focused more on. But it was a while ago, so I can't remember it exactly. But she started hallucinating at one point that there was a person there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and like they would always be just outside of where she could see.
Oh, Jesus.
And she kept hallucinating that there was this person. And like
just kind of leading her.
Just like she was almost following this
that
person sometimes.
Jesus
Fisherman.
Christ.
Oh. Jesus Christ, fisherman.
Jesus Christ, fisherman.
No, but there was quite a few like hallucinations where like I think related to some water and some food that she was able to scavenge. She hallucinated that there was a person, went towards them, and then found some drinkable water.
That's crazy.
Found some edible food, something like that. Like it was crazy.
But I mean, it makes sense when you can't fucking see anything.
It was Archangel Mick.
Yeah, Archangel Mick. God. So she like you can't see anything. You're fucking blind, basically. Well, not as bad, but
everything's blurry.
Yeah, everything's blurry. You're fucked up.
This would be horrible.
She's out there for 11 days, dude. It took 11 days for her to be found. She survived in the Amazon.
And this is the ultimate proof that kids are bouncy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true, yeah. They're made out of fucking rubber balls.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, like, I can't even fathom. It would make sense just tripping out and thinking you're seeing something because you can't see anything. And she did just see dead bodies. Like, she's fucking traumatized.
Oh, yeah.
So she gets reunited with her father at the hospital. And like I said, they find her mom 3 weeks later. And she obviously, like, she gets back into school for college and everything. But the issue is that she would get out of her classes and she would just be swarmed by reporters because this is huge.
Assholes.
This is an enormous story, and reporters are like, oh my God, the girl who survived in the Amazon.
$10 an interview. Come on, pay up.
Yeah, really, though. So she's getting this daily. And I mean, it's just a constant reminder of, hey, you survived and your mom didn't. Yeah. You survived and your mom didn't.
How do you feel about the fact that you both survived impact, but she was stuck
but
and
she's
you didn't
dead.
find her?
Yeah. So her dad has a fucking panic attack out there. And he's like, we can't do this anymore. And he says, we need to go back to Germany. So they pack up. They move back to Germany. he starts teaching. I think it's at the same university that he graduated from, but he starts teaching out there zoology. She actually goes into zoology, and she, over the last like 20 years,
she goes into airplane safety.
Yeah, she goes into airplane safety. Jesus. So over the last 20 years, she's actually worked to grow the Penguana, or however you say it, research center. And she's made it so that instead of it only being 460 acres, it's like 1,700 now.
Damn.
She's grown it like almost 4 times the size of what it was. And in 2011, she worked with the Peruvian government and was able to make the area a protected reserve. So, I mean, fucking cool as hell.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so she managed to make it out, and she didn't eat any bats while she was in there.
Damn.
So, props to her, yeah.
I mean, yeah, props to her.
Jesus. Oh, man.
Now, I love, well, one, the survival stories that you do.
Thank you.
And two, this specific survival story.
It's so wild.
I fucking love this one.
Like the odds are so
crazy.
heavily stacked against you in the Amazon.
Every moment for her, it was tenfold, like worse than an average person.
And I mean, she would talk about just having like flies swarm her face, and like bees, but they're bees that don't like sting or anything. It's just a bunch of wasps and
and they would like go up her nose and in her ear and in her mouth.
She's like, there were times where I just felt like I couldn't breathe with them, and you're getting hit by mosquitoes. Like, the Amazon is a very non-forgiving place.
She lost multiple days.
It's fucking wild.
Just doesn't remember.
Yeah.
An entire, day and a half, just gone.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then she's conscious for a couple hours, and then she's gone for another day. Like, she lost a lot of time.
It's crazy.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, fucking cool, though.
But you gotta go
watch
the Super Bowel.
Yeah, I gotta go make a Super Bowel.
Same.
Dinner. But yeah, so you got the Patreon pulled up?
Yeah, but my stock photography website is up first.
Oh, no worries.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. What?
Huge shout out to...
I'm gonna talk about that.
What?
I'm gonna talk about that.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, then never mind.
Okay, good. I would like to start this by announcing that we have our first chairperson of the PP.
We do, yes.
That is the top tier in Patreon.
Yeah, holy shit.
And let me, just in case he doesn't know, you will get every 3 months a piece of merch for your first year as long as you stay with us.
He talked to me about it the other day.
Which we probably need to update.
Yeah.
To the newer stuff, because it's been a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Remind me to tell you to do that.
Jesus. But yeah, seriously, thank you
so
fucking much.
Yeah.
It's kind of unfathomable for AJ and I.
Oh, entirely. So, thank you, Minnie D. Donnell?
Donnell.
Minnie D. Donnell.
Minnie D. Donnell.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You are the chairperson of the PP.
The PP chairperson.
I forgot that I named it that.
The PP chairperson of the week.
All right. And then, of course, Abby, AJ's third nut, Lindo, D's nuts, Noric Thunder, Toddle and Waddle. Stop changing your name. Dark Runner, Haley, and Casey McFacey. Thank you guys so much. You
really appreciate it.
Crazy. Like, yeah, this is gonna be. I'm already planning the funds from the chairperson.
I know. God.
This is for stickers and giveaways and mailing shit out, and just gonna help us go a step
just
further.
Take things a step further. Yeah, it's. We can't.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it's
fantastic.
It is amazing to have you guys supporting us. I'm honestly, like, fucking 2 years ago, never would have thought that we'd be getting to this point. So thank you guys. And to those of you who aren't Patreons,
thank you.
Yeah. Or patrons, not Patreons. Thank you too. Like, you have like taken this to a level that we really didn't think that we would be at.
Oh yeah.
So We truly, truly appreciate everybody's support.
Tell your friends.
Always feel free to reach out on Instagram, Twitter, Patreon.
You don't have to pay to talk to us yet.
Yeah, absolutely. We both have notifications set up. We'll find it. We'll see it. We'll talk to you. And, reach out if you would like stickers. Reach out if you have, show ideas or suggestions on movies or music or anything. Let us know. Reach out all the time. We love it. And,
whoever this month has been listening from Ireland, reach out.
Hello.
Hello.
We'd love to talk to you.
Because I look at, each month or each week where we are, and whenever a new one pops up, I like to mention it. Like, you remember last year or the year before, we're like, somebody in Norway is listening to us, and thank you. And now we have
contact out there. So.
Nordic Thunder, who's fantastic.
Amazing.
And always gives us awesome ideas. Basically ran our entire last season, at least my episodes.
Yeah, single-handedly.
Yeah, basically. So, if you're in Ireland and you want to, say hi. Because somebody's out there, I swear.
Yeah.
Sorry to derail you.
No, you're good.
Derail you?
Derail me.
That's why we call him D.
Rail D me.
No.
But yeah, always reach out with any questions or whatever. We're here for you. So we'll catch you guys next Monday.